To shed light now on the digital transformation journey of ServiceNow, it's my pleasure to welcome and introduce Kashyap Puranik, Senior Director, ISG Information Service Group, Americas, and Varun Gopal, Director, ISG Information Services Group, Americas. Gentlemen, over to you.
Thanks, Varun. Hi, everyone. Happy to be on this meet to kind of quickly introduce who we are and then how our journey started with ServiceNow and how it's kind of got expedited with the ongoing COVID pandemic. So by virtue, ISG is a global research and technical firm predominantly into sourcing consulting. That's been our main forte. So we are a special purpose acquisition company, and then in the last 15 years, we have kind of acquired more than 10 to 12 companies. And if you see right now, we've got capabilities, everything around engineering, business advisory, change management, digital platform and solutions, and a whole lot more. And currently, we are helping a lot of our clients who are impacted by COVID in helping them expedite their digital journey as such. And on the right, what you will notice is some of the key delivery parameters that we have been able to achieve. So we have significantly saved more than $65 billion worth of actual cash for our clients. We have continued to expand our reach into the overall sourcing market. In fact, in IT sourcing, ISG accounts for more than 50% of all the transaction value, something that's advised by ISG in one form or fashion. And today I'm representing one of the business units, which is called as Governex, predominantly where we help the client materialize their supplier relationship and ensure that they're able to maximize the value that they have kind of signed up for. So we have more than 1,300 professionals across the globe in 40 plus countries and 21 locations. We have done more than 750 engagements in the last 10 years across broad spectrum. So we are, when it comes to our domain, we are the leader with more than 60 billion in overall total contract value. And clients save more than 2 to 3% of their TCV by adopting ISG best practices. So to quickly go through our journey, we have been helping our clients kind of source, look at the right kind of vendors, then do a short list, and then also do about contracting. However, a lot of clients were still kind of looking out to us in terms of helping us manage their overall broad spectrum of suppliers, helping to ensure that they have commensurate controls because not all suppliers are of same shape and size. Then they also wanted to ensure that they have a clear visibility of overall spend so that they can drive cost controls. They also wanted to kind of look at managing the ever-changing geopolitical risk and operational challenges that kind of change, COVID being a great example, which was completely unforeseen. And that has kind of brought a lot of new views and spectrum that was not necessarily envisioned in the past. So we kind of started this on a manual journey about 10 years where we were helping the clients manage their strategic relationships, helping them partner post-contract activities. Since then, we did try about few platforms. However, we did not necessarily find them innovative enough and help us kind of move the client on the right journey. That's where we embarked on a journey with ServiceNow about 3 years back. And we have been having phenomenal success, not only in terms of helping the client achieve their cost control targets, helping them innovate, but also help expedite what we call as digital transformation across all of the client segments. So where ServiceNow is helping us is not only in terms of helping the client go about do their business case, shortlist suppliers, look at their business goals against what they have got to offer, help and drive strong partnership with the suppliers, but also in post-contract execution, help the clients in terms of managing their invoices, ensure that there is a limited leakage, continue to monitor the value and ensure that everything from performance delivery to relationship is top-notch so that any point of time they know who are their partners, who are commodity vendors, who exactly are they going to be around for the next 10, 12 years, and they can continue to work closer and ensure business goals. So that is something that ServiceNow is able to help us realize our vision and in fact help digitize the clients. So what we noted was ServiceNow was already in majority of our clients in some form of fashion, either through ITSM platform or managing software asset management module. So when we were able to build our own Governex platform on ServiceNow technology, it was something that clients took with open arms because it helped them not only look at their investment with ServiceNow much openly, but also expand and help them manage many more use cases that eventually would not be possible because they already have a lot of procurement platforms, they have ITSM platforms, they have risk platforms, and having the ability to bring everything on a single page to look at a supplier holistically and manage overall business goals was kind of difficult in the past. Okay. So what you look at is how did Governex kind of help change? So Governex is a single pane of glass, as we would like to call it, which tries to bring ServiceNow workflows to the fore, wherein irrespective of whether the data is residing in procurement systems like Ariba or Coupa, or whether there are contract lifecycle management platforms or ITSM platforms where the documents are in multiple places, try and ensure that you can bring everything through robust workflows, then bring tactical automation, which are intelligent enough to look at source as well as what's happening on the ground, and provide real-time view to the client in terms of what are the key points. Are there any key risk emanating in the entire supply chain? Are there performance issues that needs to be immediately addressed? Potentially, am I looking at any supplier relationships going sour? Are there any subcontractors or fourth parties whose performance failure could actually impact my supplier and then my entire supply chain as such? And also bring AI and cognitive capabilities to read contracts, ensure that the obligations are highlighted in a timely fashion, and also bring enterprise risk, break it down into more of the third-party operational issues, compare that with what is happening in the market, ensure that there is a real-time view of risk that is emanating on the ground. Location at location level, okay, which locations are potentially locked down? What is the immediate BCP plan to call out for? Are there any subsequent force majeure events that needs to be factored? Are there any other kind of challenges that needs to be looked at? So it's a Governex was able to kind of bring all of that view to the client quickly and help them tide over the COVID crisis, which not only helped us to expedite the digital transformation journey, but also we have seen tremendous growth in our user pool, where we have been able to actually increase our user pool by more than 50%. More than 25% of the clients were signed actually in the last 4 months, wherein they've been trying to look at take their procurement forward into supplier relationship journey, digitize their entire supplier management, and also help address some of the more recent issues that COVID has kind of brought to the fore. Okay. So our journey in the last 3 years has been that 2018 was more of us trying to leverage the ServiceNow platform in terms of changing the way we worked. So we wanted to be sure that we digitize ourselves and we sell what we actually talk about in the market. So that was more of focus of 2018. 2019 was all about customer experience. We migrated to the latest ServiceNow service portal technology. We brought in mobility and a whole lot more automation capabilities. 2020 was more about value chain consolidation. We continue to monitor the market, and we realized that there are so many disparate systems in the client ecosystem that were not talking to each other, and that was creating significant problems, which got accentuated by COVID, where client would kind of find it hard in terms of who are my key stakeholders at this point in time that I can actually lend my shoulders. What are the kind of risks that I need to be looking at? So where am I leaking? Are there potential opportunities for me to cut costs right now so that I can focus on right kind of investment in the COVID kind of scenarios? Are there potential work from home, remote working opportunities that I can look at? Are there any contracts that doesn't allow me to offshore or onshore, in-source, outsource kind of a thing? So there was a lot of new situations that the client was struggling, and that's where with our value chain kind of a view, we were able to bring all of that together and provide the client the right kind of view at a snapshot, which kind of helped them significantly to tide over the crisis. And we can easily say that there was not even a single service level dropped by any of the suppliers that were being monitored on Governex platforms. Governex platform ensured that all the, the necessary meetings, innovation forums, and everything got virtual. The meeting got scheduled on the platform, which is already integrated with a lot of other platforms. And the clients were able to not only exchange their performance, but also have any issues kind of tracked down, any risk kind of mitigated, everything in a single platform that also rolled up into executive scorecards and insights that leadership were able to quickly take a look at and address in a very short form. So this helped the client to establish what we call as virtual vendor management offices, virtual PMOs, and also virtual contract offices, which help them digitize the contracts, digitize their overall supplier management pretty quickly in the last 8 to 12 weeks. So what we have been able to innovate on the platform is basically bring multifaceted processes under one banner. So we predominantly have contract lifecycle, wherein the clients are able to now not only manage their contracts, but also author and negotiate contracts, make use of the best and best in terms of contract templates, pre-negotiated clauses that has been signed off by legal, so thereby cutting down their overall negotiation time by more than half. Also look at potentially all the renewals coming up, look at how they could manage terminations in a much better manner. There's also a significant cloud management that's being built on a roadmap at this point in time, which will help manage the PaaS, SaaS, and everything as a service contracts, everything in terms of demand management to invoicing and service levels in a robust manner. From a supplier relationship standpoint, clients were able to quickly look at, okay, what are the key audit compliances, what disaster recovery plans that I had in place, and then were there levers to kind of relook at service levels given the pandemic situation, how quickly could they move into remote kind of a set of what levers did they have in the contract to kind of enable. So that is something that the platform is able to do pretty quickly. So also there were significant amount of transitions and transformations which were actually live in person. The clients can actually move them more or less virtual onto the platform and track down milestones, create improvement plans, drive reporting and all of that. So we also have ServiceNow open API hubs that we use to leverage integration with legal systems, procurement, HR systems that kind of bring all the requisite data into one platform. And with the necessary workflows, we are able to give the client holistic views. From a spend perspective, again, we were able to bring a lot more detailed reviews, the ability for the client to actually look at the overall consumption in terms of resource unit, clouds, look at orphan business, orphan instances that was not necessarily had any application but continued to build, look at areas where they could actually cut down cost, consolidate their spend, and also bring down assets that were not even necessary anymore in the system, look at overall spend pool, and then also drive significant list tiering, contract tiering, and then also manage overall contract. During this period, what we were also able to expedite is the ability to bring benchmarks and price compares, where clients were also able to quickly look at, okay, what they have currently, what are the rates that they have market competitive, are there COVID competitive rates, are there potential opportunities for them to go ahead and renegotiate some rates, what is in the contract, what's happening in the market, and then go and drive at an ecosystem for future that would help them and that can help them continuously achieve business goals and also be future ready for any pandemic or any such events that may come. So what you'll see is a quick snapshot of our platform. So where everything is about the ability to look at dashboards that can actually go down, then drive the user through a listing page, and then that has its own inbuilt workflows, which could be bringing data from multiple platforms and nicely organized action items. What we have been also able to do is leverage the reviewers and non-Governex users interact with workflows via emails. So where intelligently the platform can actually send out alerts and notifications to reviewers or non-Governex users where they may have a role to play or approve certain actions through emails. And then the system is able to actually ingest all of that data, create timestamp and date stamp, and also provide necessary utilities, manage ad hoc workflows, everything on a fly, and also the ability to pick and choose what kind of areas would they want to focus more, where exactly are issues. And that's something that clients have liked, and we have continued to invest more in this journey. And then what is going to come up in the next few months are going to be potential integrations into Slack, MS Teams, and also the ability for the client to actually interact with the platform through all of the interactive platforms that the clients have already invested within their ecosystem as such. So our partnership with ServiceNow has actually helped us sign on more and more clients. Overall pipeline has grown by 20%. So overall manual transactional processing has gone down by more than 40%. And it continues to increase, where some of our recent clients have been able to reduce some of the manual tasks by more than 60 to 70%, and they have been able to actually reuse that resource into more strategic areas and help them tide over the crisis and look at potentially strategies for future. It also has helped internally as ISG for us to onboard clients much quicker, more than 35% compared to some of our prior partners that we have had. And we continue to work with ServiceNow in making the overall customer journey as seamless as possible. So that's all the presentation that we had for today. Just wanted to be sure that we gave a quick overview of how ISG and ServiceNow have been able to tide over the client problems during the COVID, how they're able to establish virtual vendor management offices, virtual PMOs, also manage the ever-changing world where everything is moving from insourcing to everything as a service kind of an arrangement, the ability to actually quickly look at the market prevailing rates, help them renegotiate contracts at a quicker pace, also work through during the pandemic and ensure that they have the right kind of service and make them future-proof so that they are in a position to do better, and also seamlessly integrate within their ecosystem so that they can maximize their existing investment, at the same time giving them more flexibility and capabilities to expand what they never had in the past.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you very much for outlining the digital transformation journey of ServiceNow. We wish you, Kashyap, Puranik, and Varun, Gopal, and ISG the very best going forward.
Thank you, Evan. And thanks for the opportunity as well.
Our pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, do stay tuned in. We will be back on the other side with the next live presentation.